aban point is almost all of them feel say na ni kwan say ye kwa IMF but o mamitio
yo na me cheti fo na the American and say edi kan no obi ni IMF situation e wo ho ani say the city me pa say 16 times ni ya call IMF ya hu de every mo aba in actual fact no country bebre kura kokọ IMF wa afedie omote omho se also omo ansunya omo bank omo form omo union efro omo the BRICS Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa
Kessben
into omati new development bank as an alternative to IMF and the World Bank. Omo gidi se omo de omo bosia boni conditionalities no ya na ano no enye pisa ya e friend ofie ni fie cause omo ahuru se omo akwa IMF akwa amo awon enti kra no sa bank no United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Thailand, Argentina, Senegal no mu nyina pese Nigeria pese omo san akoka BRICS no ya wo mu take decision no 23rd June the church say almost godom sa bank no simply because the IMF kono generally set is a hospital ko generally o ko sra obi wo okra no nanso asam no a edo be kono wa say the city
ya ngo pa ne ya benuma
dura no yekuni ya do be kono na aban we afatoro ho so se obeye de obeye biara se ye be avoid ye perennial problems IMF no yete no nti odi niema bebre empo obeto situation na ye wo IMF kura dada no obono ho modin se ye be free mu na indeed ye free mu 2018 yeso wantimi amfi ye free mu odi ye free mu ankasa na chese conditions are na wo ho no no na ya de a enipa betimi abono ho modin ayi ne ho afri mu on se problem bi wo ho a yare bi wo ho apeso solve abesolve IMF kono ti se hospital bi a bi a yesie se yare bebiri ko
Kessben 92.9
ube wo betimi aheda anomonsa mna boy yare amu akoto ene e wode ewugina ho a ka bi ati free abewura ufie abowo na yedo akoto ho ebi ye seriously avoidable ensanom de no a wa na anom ya tortu ni etei we ni etei cigarette ni me ba me besi enwi ni emi eno de obetimi ajai na so wada na ebi articulator bi di rudu aba be wura ho na bu na mu di ha untimi nka se me nko hospital no untimi avoid it enti niema ni bi wo ho ayare dade bi wo ho no mu a edoso obi e wo de de be ko ayare sabia de obetimi no a resolve enti 2016 die 15 16 ni ade na ekokọ okoye ne de aban hwehwe mu no ne ye boye ho modin a yebetimi ayi hu afiri mu edi betra sambre no globally no na ewiase ni global recession ya chess economy ati abefom na yare bie ma ya declare no pandemic bie ni wiase sanso so na food shortages ene ho ne ma bia anso so e ma wiase eno no de na yensan wie ne ye ko wie uja ansan no na bompa ya u kidney no ne sa ne ma no no liver ne nyina no ebe ubetimi a resuscitate no ena ba ne yesa enti Ghanaians saw a whole lot of beautiful things happening in Ghana around that time. Growth rate by workers second tier pension nomne ade yentua ye abani tua close to 5 billion. Banking reforms abani ye over 20 billion. Abani ye banking reforms ni nyina ma obi ehui launching in a flagship program, free education, ultimate de buy, ultimate so born home modern planting for food and jobs, fertilizer, na ebu, me imu enuane, inti Ghana kreke countries here. Indeed, ebiane yan suffer terribly. And we became the leading exporter of even yam in the whole world. We Ghana, Jamaica, the toss.
Kessben 92.9.
It Ghana born home modern pa. Interest rates are now cost through inflation dropped to single digits. Yeah, will be a interest rates about to me but more damn I need Jinai. Am I confident and restore and build foreign reserves? Internet is a baby, yes, any dear, near move forward. Every Ghana for here see road constructions going around here and there. What you see, 3-tier road construction, whatever, and the bridges at all level. Everybody was asking for road and development. Yeah, and kwala a tiwe school mu pa no enya asem ketwa. Yeah, free education wo mu didie tron sorry. Yeah, nipa bebre enya mfaso. Ewo education no abane de ba enti wo chehye niema bebre mani ginan ma manfo nyine hu opagya growth rate ekoduru almost 7%. Yeah, no so na ye ani kasam enti yesi terrain na eye after what happened ya wo hwa 2018 ya ye 2019 kura budget ya wie 2019 very beautiful year. You enter 2020. You ready 2020 budget in November. Fedi etwa yes ya Arabia ba your friend COVID. See China eba. No fe. Not yes here. No fe. Not yes ya fe lockdown. A whole lot of things they see we are say. Donald Trump crowd your friend China ya re. Natures I try nuru we ase no baby akura. Sembe no no dwene so obeto wall dey afa Mexico. No abroko wo no na yare no nso didiba. He abandoned that idea completely. Afi no say eh dey yare yi enti epo no mo an na wi ase nyina declare ne say yare we ye pandemic.
Kessben 92.9.
Eye owo mu wo yare. Eye wo na nyankwa. Eda fei wa wo kan ye nsu ayiri yen oba akofo nsu ayi o ba magana ene ade no nsu ayiri yen afa wiase nyina ena fe ye ne namua na Russia so ne Ukraine asagro na nkrofo ya funtam na omoko. Russia and Ukraine war is costing Ukraine $5 billion a month. What do you say? Year, every single month they are spending $5 billion to fight. That's what we call to Greek implements. See the Peduaniedi. Russia a block flow of tonnage of white wheat. Yeah, you did be ye pan only is some no munina. Yeah, a come at TSE. Egypt cried there. A week ago, Egypt went to IMF to take $500 million to import food. $500 million. Adriania won't move bedi. Asamaba. Adiba asemini. Sani ma we no ene na mu no kofa ensemba. And let me tell you, Mr.
Boafo,
IMF World Bank became broke itself. So IMF was the first to go for a bailout. IMF and the World Bank, they were the first to go for a bailout in 2020, 2021.
okay.
What do you say? And yet Ghana, they were the first to go for a bailout. It was IMF. And you know the agreement. Obuka said developed countries in printing sika. Sebeya wo musu benya bie. And then Crawford say, hey, Nazika ya mo print ya gumu idie. Ya supply chain disrupted there. And the inflation the beba. Wam se mo print na mo yebi. Because he anticipates a recession.
Kessben.
Ni printia. Unu mo hwe asam no die hunu no. Ye printia. Ye bema mo bi ama mo de ate African Central Bank. Near this can be a big gumo. Yeah, enko IMF and the World Bank. It's a European Central Bank be. Americans also reserves. They are the Bank of America. What was Yabema Womubi? Nayama Yati African Central Bank. No namus Yamamus Kadibi.
Okay.
Enti a hot namodebeko near dear redeem a year what is titled post-COVID recovery. And woman in a tomb, where they hear nimu ye hear nimu, or more printis kaya, African Central Bank nama, this kana koma IMF and the World Bank. Womuna administer. In the pressure shall see by.
Okay.
And a fear to it IMF on echiche. Says he kay IMF for my 1 billion. And now yay. Now minority say finance minister Embra parliament day ebebu hu akonta. It African Central Bank now so. Enti your president conference no go busa hom say na African Central Bank ne wo he. This is unfair. African Central Bank no wo he. African Central Bank yamba. Hey, na nya mo pesi ewu ana. Eti omuhu sa no then the credit rating agencies shall say a downgrading. Mo anya African Central Bank ne dia de emukushi ni hobiem. Mo beba IMF. What you say? And in all situations since independence, African countries in independent we are any we are saying no. Everything is tilted in favor of the advanced countries. IMF ewo Europe. Yeah, the headquarters were France. And our World Bank and so war American. So what you see?
Yeah.
It Washington. Yeah, war American. It World Bank in near and a near and one ho. And one say a group of 8, group of this, group of that. China wanted to buy a share in the IMF and the World Bank. Woman China. China our reserves equivalent to $4 trillion. They wanted to buy a share in the World Bank and the IMF. So you know what they decided? Said almost better bank. So they form BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So I South Africa and the GDP was until say Nigeria be rebasing. And what then July 15th, July 2015, almost Central Bank, the National Development Banks of the BRICS. And what was this Kakogu? Womo yese mkrofo nyina medom na womo nhase na womo so mobobosia with concessionary rates and longer moratorium periods ni enfema womo no womo sun develop. It is all here China no yes ano ti na hwe na fe Donald Trump and China e dey see any den say China na propel this agenda. So what you see? It is for a long time. Any loan be a person contract free China. Obi a person on China ye business be no. People will frown on you from the developed world.
Okay.
Hey, and then a person all call China. Then they are mortgaging the country to China. They are doing that to China. They are doing this to China. And one say, hey, yeah, contain we are see population. Yeah, abubo dinya so power. Your GDP so almost 21%. Nti enso ye powerful. Nti banks ni nyina amaso. Banks ne baso and almost so obo African Central Bank amaso. Okay. Money is ya printed here. Now let me tell you, they printed $17 trillion. When we become our World Bank, and they resuscitated the World Bank. Okay. IMF and the World Bank so no almost so share oxygen.
Mr. Baba, obi be bisa say. Obi be bisa say obi ka so be in the Central Bank. Aye. Na when them ya. in a number of footballs. How does that concern Ghana for yet baby?
Very good. Ghana and Tinebe. Ghana and Tinebe.
Yet is Ghana.
Ghana and Tinebe. And then Obi Obaka so isolated island. Robinson Crusoe Island is nowhere in the world any longer.
Okay.
A closely connected world.
Okay.
Closely knitted.
Because there are a lot of countries in Africa.
Aye.
It is almost a Central African Bank now.
Aye.
Your country in Africa, not IMF.
They may all go 83 countries earmarked for all these things. Now, maybe what they know now grow.
Okay.
83 countries are on the queue. They are in the queue. And yet, there are countries even in Asia, Sri Lanka, there are countries that are in the queue. Before we become aware, 60 to 70% of countries in the world affecting about 53% of total world population will be under IMF conditionalities.
Yes.
Downgrading the CSA airban. Afena Ghana Bosiano wa born data no. And who's in hono, I shall see air rise. Now, if roll over, I be very difficult for the country.
Okay.
Because all the time, no near Bosiano, a be mature, near co borrow Bosia interest no war form, near the very placed Bosia interest no, a was no, now my cushioning.
Okay.
Kakra. But I feel interest and I shall see a cosro. Then we started to look for revenue. And when the D11 buy, then E11 became entangled. Parliament, saw no che, and opposition, Munko IMFO, Munye say yo, me say. Former President John Dramani Mahama, one would say the citizen. It is a box if you are not Mark Tyson near Kwabi Kwakokon. But see, any bear say, you could 3 minutes, yeah, Bruno, Bridget Boxer be. Fedi better have an idea, city penny at their first round, second round, Team Bruno, and there for me. Hey, Bruno, and to 1 million, every number of crack academy. The whole night. You don't call her master B if you ain't a correct, you reward. Oh, dear, yeah. Nanky, up on a Siaqua. Whoa, what to me and a friend is 10 minutes. Yabo. Etika 2021, Nanky Bella and the Enti ebasa no revenue generation na ye the revenue so in the tier interest rate ye the revenue and the ye bibia also was social interventions workers so salaries what to 7%. Now they are kicking there your mope 20%. And no na no mubusa me no yeah me equivalent to employing 50,000 of fresh graduates into the public sector. Almost 20% in what so I'm giving you the computation. Maybe I may figure the meaning of what you are asking. Minkanjira will say be a jaji me say I'm telling you the truth. So this is equivalent to 50,000 of fresh graduates being employed. Into what's a bad way option of deferring fresh graduates coming into the system and then paying this amount. Into revenue no so to revenue so then the government will have to take a very difficult decision. This time, and yeah, BB to say, the content has not been discussed yet.
Yes, Mema Bahafena president that directed.
Yes, the content is not yet out.
IMF
the content is not yet out.
Said they are ready to help us.
Yes.
And the 2 key issues, and I mean, and no, Yebebaho, and it's negotiations of finance ministry, and the IMF no. Categories not the same, cause my check IMF, Ubia and send you sitting in say no echo. And also the trade conditions are omodeka ho na yewie ne samu a ni susuanso no so bekwa kwese ba me say okay questions bi Emra Moody's and Fish omo eye sa ratings na omo downgrade Ghana no one of the reasons omo dem aye a sexy borrowing on the part of Aban Emma Mekaisa finance minister ebe respondo with the press statement cry a press conference omo boapa people behind are saying say a reckless borrowing on the part of Aban. Womo entumi to Tony Meye and the Edu Baby.
Let me tell you, during the pandemic period, COVID time, member of public sector, there was a lay of 15% of the total workforce. And the government kicked against that. and to maintain workers here, even on the payroll. No 3 hour worker. Revenue are dropped drastically. Countries be lay off 25% of their workforce, and I say cut almost salary by half. And the workers in the trans in the union no woman they be Ghana be 20% too. They sat down with the unions and others say it was flat. So to me. What was say the city no? And Tiabano provide shock absorber at the mass system no. So very few people saw the ravages of the COVID. Nipa kakra bi de hu ye adwumayefo atwi omo kano a bosumi krado na dem no wonkyera de kradom na dem wan hu hwe ati sebe o papa ba ko huma wudidi peche enti wotwe akokɔ sere a wotwe kwan koso ani o papa nso so wo wie ni nyina no hwe ni din sade ya kwa yi wi ni sa na opeso wi ni nyina no ye be 5 cedis yo na di yam hyehye no o di ase because catch papa medi awie o ma wi nam ni nyina wosesa wo nyina na abete so wa wi ni nyina wa anya bi wo nyina na abehunu zenu obumbe eti Ghana for no anhu o ma education course aban no amma system no am break it down o ma education course kware eco school o so wo mumu pa from utue teacher for ka aban you provide hospitals immediately procure equipment. And then indeed the president said the economy will have a problem. One can't Ghana for say any problem. Then so yabe. Indeed the economy will have a problem. The president said it. Any nipa nyina ade ani emienu. Economy say any pay wu. Why na me save no? Then I will save human beings. One would dimrika. And nurses, doctors, whatever, military, police, all of them, giving them special allowances. Some protected. A lot of people died. Akunini nipa chocho uro ewu during the COVID period. Ya man fo bebre mi bubodi. Ube kone hwa hohore emma. Or the oxygen. India shorto oxygen. Na Ghana wa oxygen in abundance. Special one. Ya Ghana fo nyina ni aje. Epo chiche enuane ebi mukura nya enuane edi. Ebi mukura je special loans be soft loans during the COVID period to boost their businesses, especially small ones. Ya say MBSSI. Ena ehase no the loans remember. Wo hwa na da phone so. Ghanaians will attest to this fact. And was so insurance so saying and was so Ghanaians so saying to redeem Ghanaians. So indeed, the government was on a serious redemption to protect Ghanaians. Then we ask ourselves, as a nation, a serious redemption to redeem Ghanaians. Na yekono vis-a-vis economy. Eti owie ye no alongside no na banking reforms no so no ekoho. A lot of Ghanaians and Kombe suffer under banking reforms. Greater majority receive their monies around that time. Yes, I call ye election. That be kura GDC bewu. Eti amanfo who say free education came to a halt. Woman who say ekomo di obi nom. What is here?
Okay.
Even around that time, inflation no nyina akra da ban it me e den e contain wo mo. Enti dia no ye. Yes, so the government started borrowing, which is a fact. The president said it. I will borrow to protect Ghanaians. Protecting Ghanaians. The fact that you are still alive. Now cover the chi wouldn't be a well. Now baby Timmy call school around that time where education and come to a halt. Now we receive usikabi wo mobile phone so. Now we dey fie ni enyi wedie ni etua woka bosumi bebre as a teacher. Na nurse ni wunya special allowances. Police ni nya bie, doctors ni nya bie no with special kits. The government spent on the average was spending so be a cover the parts in the pa butu over $1,000 and what the protect no the fact that when who sa niema we nye say eba ne sen even pose who obi a motoke didi na nimu a doctors and paramedics ekwa akosie no say ko hu bi ya wo da ambulance mu ya wo ambulances were readily available, so the government did everything humanly possible to be protecting Ghanaians. And this is the nature of a caring government. Now here on record, everybody knows. Americans also printed several trillions to protect their citizens. Also printed trillions, pushing their debt to 23 trillion US dollars. What do you say? Etu be okono a no obi wo okra no a ye chase kamano America obi timi nya be $1,000 $1,500 no mu dididi. Yes, and everybody will attest to that fact.
Mr. Boafo, negotiation between IMF and the finance ministry.
Enti Ghana fwe make a say
current economic situation.
Yes. Even if COVID resurrects seriously, we'll still borrow to protect Ghanaians. No doubt about it. What you say?
But
maybe Kusi Boafo mi pese COVID kumi o aku pese kun wo.
David obi am pese.
Ube wo na o ma be sofa ye hu se pa biem. Bi kura o pese o ma no kura be o ma wo mo e ma ne be to no mo frɛ wo se nana. Mi nu anya sa. Eti aban ka se akun wu na mi nya abosia ba wo se jai. You don't do that. What do you say?
Eti fa ewura mu kakra current economic situation.
Yes.
Negotiation na finance ministry koye no. So what advice woman? What will be your terms? I will say a bit favorable kakra amagana because what in Katana baby out here kase ye call IMF I want to be back Ghana for so inflation rate be peja from a certain percentage akonenim any idea. So when I can't team ne ho what will be your current you know be
be who terms no you be dictate so kwa o hospital o boy yare yedi
Kessben.
Ya kire wo say aduro we na abenom. O ti ase me who dito ebi enru next week and of course finance minister beko parliament enche into okoho no mo a yebehu the full detail
until the 30th July.
Yes, but on the surface no generally the American is protect the social interventions. What you say na me kan kire Ghana also so pass ade ba ko a ekum yen pa at this point in time a higher no you know say take of buy policy no about energy sector. Now $1 billion you spend it every year to pay for agreement a cost saya ni na hono over the years. The amount is bigger than what is spent on free education. Agreement ba ko pay. SS energy ya ne boarding Cote d'Ivoire mpe Togo mpe Burkina Faso mpe atia boy so na nkrofo agisika hunu adie of $1 billion every year. MPP buy in ni $1 billion. Yan fan say 2017 de bepem minua enya be 6 years mu ne we. Na utua $1 billion a year. It was even more than that. And we negotiate be reduce be and the bin so ompam wo mu free system.
But politicians na dey did him because saban no wo commitment say otwam a obetimi atwam.
We say there be agreement bi wo wotwam a the consequences say na make us agreement bi a ehemu. What you say?
Okay.
Aya ye dey entangle ye. What you say? Unso bi wo a efie wo bewu a otimbo dua bi. O dane enyi. Uko kasi akabosumu wei akwa bi dia eto no afi na nwan nensa was no we kwa de mi ntwa da wa hu mi dwan we pa dia wa furu mi nwan e wa ha me mfa ne nko ene ebosom no kume
okay
wa hu se de esitie
okay
edoso aban ne betimi a emre no so a then we renegotiate ne ye twan ne ye te ho ti we de so a ne renegotiate we de so a ne renegotiate about $6 billion ene ye twa no over the period dollars 6 times 7 kura how much? Na sadie we kura $6 billion. Enyi Ghana kwan ebi. Just a simple agreement. Na B2. Tinia mani bi wo higher. Enti one. E wo se ye hwe sadie no.
Okay.
Yen renegotiate. Wa hu se die sitie no. Na fe yen hwe se the full pass-through effects of inflation by economy. Abanu betimi absorb kakra de amaye. Full pass-through ni say ubeyi everything subsidy whatever any cushion ni nyina niema Ghana for no face the full edge of inflation. Okay. And no there yenhwe ehɔ no and afei the social intervention no ye more modern see especially free education. And no there said the SCI no. Okay. Esa ban sustain no na afei subsidy be ebebe mu a tailor no towards agriculture, farming inputs.
Okay.
Na ye make sure say a hobby adwuma na enya aduane.
Baby a wo kɔ ho na mekɔ. Finance minister ansa na ye bedu baby adri. Hinte say University of Professional Studies campus. Etu Ghana mantie ne mabawa omo wo so apomu ba abonten for say there's no opportunity for them public sector. Anti ye ntimi mfa adwuma fo ho na otu omfo. Ebeye nsem bebre say aden okasa. The same finance minister aka say free senior high school aban implementing no. E was say aban no ye hyehyɛ na omo ambetimi atua omo made e de ne ho ye example so no ofori ata obetimi atua ne bade but on tia say any free man ba. Now going to IMF any conditions are nim dada successive ye brain honke be kwachiri pa but between Mills Mahama setakwe IMF conditions are na ye nim no ene ne aban kwakwa ye no a future outlook no anything.
And I make just one. The situation, two different things I will discuss.
Okay.
Obi a one no Sankoto hospital and there ojina ne baby in car. Na car be a fairly break abebo no Akoto hospital. Two different patients.
There's an IMF when MPP corner different from the NDC.
Different. Into way no.
Different from the NDC.
Look. I think me building basis. The IMF and the World Bank was the first to receive bailout.
Me to say me build this. They
were the first.
But me yes specific. And say MPP IMF no different from the NDC coin.
They're quite different. Two different scenarios. You're discussing on the same pedestal. Ni nyina ye IMF, okay. But you discussing sir.
So on be saying no matter the situation, either conditions be
well, sacrifices beba. That is what I'm telling you, there will be sacrifices. And yeah, obi no wako IMF for one sacrifice. And what's a bolster domestic revenue? Ebia wages and salaries increases will have to be paid at a certain level, which must be expected. Untimi sorenka say maybe 20%, 30, 40, 50%. ABA be purge at certain level. What would say the visit?
Okay.
Yes. ABA employment may be reserved for few strategic areas. Yeah, the employment betting me alcohol. That one is saying. I was say financially disciplined. Now fi yenhwe say ye be boost domestic productivity. Niama Greek no na fi niama bi betima ye ne ha bia mumi ye ni nko ho. Last week I told Ghanaians to start thinking about domestic gardening. I told Ghanaians all these things. So near maybe one ketenkete. Na fe your expectation kesie kasia toto unim number of cars. A kesia ye chimbe gu Ghana for auto fuel egum. I was at the roadside. I was 30 military hospital a year. 37. Yes. Yeah. What do you know what I saw? Ayololo abejina ho empty. Enipa ebejina ho asalaya. Said in any actual temo, said in any actual Medina no mo. Woman fro. Na omo train boats. Womo train way, air train way, ne private cars ya HM. And then honey man ayololo. Eye free. Ya ayololo muda ho. Na kwa brane fro. Enti Ghana no, your lifestyle must be tailored to suit our incomes. We are living beyond our means. Most of the workers have borrowed monies at the bank to buy private cars that are not doing any business for them. Yeah, it means 40% of their salary every month. But we have the status no anko one. Me need to be at them. Ebikura now what the British are learning, and it's a vibration bicycle ni motor tree. Just to avoid this. Bagana ni status symbol. Eye kebi. Car no kra no even unemployed persons,
Yeah.
a mobile phone, and one more cars, ya one more team.
Yeah.
What you say? Uko university ya bebre. I have gone to UPSA. I have gone to University of Ghana. I have gone to a year Marco Hwe Omo. Any ade ade nyina. Na nkwala no pon wa. No obu betutu omo cars. I've taken opportunity to ask them questions. We ni mami ya juma we ya juma yi. Most of them enye nipa. Omo kura hunu job eyida. Onya income da. But dia wa fato no hoso no a ontimi mfiri mu no ha no. What you say? Etibi a wa fato hoso. Let me tell you honestly, Mimi Kusi Boafo. At the onset, at the very beginning of this year, na mfato me ho say in the next 2 years, ni kwa say me to aduane. Ntimi ya me fie me kotwa. So bana me yira da me ba be yi a kyerɛw. What you say? Bayire nko amadua close to be say 50,000. Enko fie nko 50,000. And then the media bro no so wom be say close to be say 50 acres. And then aba me feature media bayire mako 1,000. Said that man to me anko madro ba ho no metumadi. And the media me bro na me kire me nkwala no de odua nkate kwala li bi wo ho even the wo JSS. The wo primary 5. Onu kure edua nkate say wo portion ni dua nkate. We nue nkunuma. We nua garden next. We ne bedua tomatoes. A brono kro mu dua ye ne immediately no ebi hoa ebi nso nyini metwa middle of August mesa de o ma babie mu say mu san ko dua for the second phase no ma kire o say we nie tutudie si ho banku nie ayi nie we nie no ma ye ni nyina. This is the time e wo say ye ni ayadwene ye ho na nya say wonya sika no anu akukuru na de akotoka petrol boa ye di lo American ni ye say no otimi Ford no. Waton we dwane wa huri esi adwane aton me say America Germany bi aton ne car kese pa 4 wheel e de ato Toyota car bi ya frɛ ne Yaris IA ketua bi fia bi no oto ya ode abekire me ko ya no twa kire me wo se car we me de ba Ghana beton wa hu de mato me tina mu wo Germany ha wo hwe difference no so no obetimi enya be $2,000 to $3,000
okay
e wo difference no ba Ghana ni eso water atra ha ato fuel e de agum ni income yesai na di Ghana for ya futuo de dema where we are nyesa ban no wadwen boni bia say what they punish will be. This government is not going to punish anybody. Idea measures your fire the G he save our children, he save us against COVID, he save us against famine, greater calamity. Wamia nyungura, wamia sunlight, and bro, and kase ration, even food, kre woman Ghana. Fuel shortages, modern ebianka. We even asked for road during difficult COVID period. Yeah, nyina yetim. But yensu yentela ye ho. What you say? Yentela ye ho in such a way say. Me ma me ne ka kire bi say kwabena me ka kire wo. Dunsin kura esi wiremu. Upese oboa wo niema so a age se upagya edisi so edo wa hyase ye. Wo di kan hyehye niema no